All right. So I know before we got on the show, you said 2023 was your best year ever. Why was that?
I think it was a perfect storm. 3 years ago, what really happened to me, I had a builder, a big builder in Prescott. He did about $1 million homes. He came to me and he says, I can't do this anymore. He said an average site-built home surrounding Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, was about $500,000. But he said to me, it was like taking a 2x4 and wrapping me alongside the head with, that's not the market. He said the market's between 300,000 and 400,000. The only way I can get there is if I build a beautiful factory-built home from you with an FHA, ground set it, all tape and texture, real wood cabinet doors, and I can hit that market and I can live happily ever after the rest of my life. That's what started it. In 3 years' time, I've sold about 300 homes.
To everybody or him?
No, to the state. I have 50 people flipping homes in Arizona. And every day I'm getting referrals once they get up on MLS and builders start seeing what is going on here. And it's just taken off. And it's really, what's really nice about this business, and you sell a lot of home flippers, which is a great business to be in, but you got to do carpet. And these are brand new. They come in 95% complete. You have a full warranty on it. And it's just over $50 a square foot.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's like the vision, right? 50 people are flipping houses right now or buying them as rentals. You got that developer. So let's take it back. So like the basics. I still get confused sometimes.
Yep.
What's the difference between a mobile home, modular home, a manufactured home for those that are just newer to this world?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's 3 things we build in our industry. And I was a builder for years also. We do those little tiny houses, RV park models, and you can do them with lofts and porches, but by law in Arizona, they have to be under 400 square foot. We used to be able to put those everywhere, but they cut that made it more difficult. So now most of the time you see them in RV parks, campgrounds. I sell them up to Tahoe resort areas. Then you have the HUD manufactured home, which I do about 95% of our business with. And it's HUD, Housing and Urban Development, a national code built to the manufactured home code. The other thing that has come into our industry is a modular is built to, used to be UBC, Uniform Building Code. Now it's pretty much IRC, International Regulatory Code. And it's built to the local jurisdiction and it's modular. Like when you do multifamily, that used to be modular, all modular. Now HUD is doing duplexes. So when you do modular, you're dealing with the state. It's a longer process. Most of my factories here in Arizona were doing them before the COVID. They quit doing them because there's more involved, more money. Yeah, the state's got to stamp it all. There's a few areas in the state you have to go modular, like downtown Camp Verde. In order for me to be in that locale, I had to do on-frame modular homes because I didn't want to be kept out. And we did those. I did 3 up in the western slope of Colorado where a builder thought he was going to get better appraisals because it was built to the site build code. Most of the factories now aren't doing them. They may start doing them again with the backlogs dropping from the factories. But now that we're starting to see HUD doing modular, which you can build in 30 to 60 days, let's say, in less money, we're starting to see city zonings changing to adapt more because they realize they better do something for affordable housing. And this is the answer.
Awesome.
Okay, so what are the ones where the 2 semis pull up and you got half the house on the flatbed, the other half on the flatbed, and then they put them together? Is that the modular or is that the...
Doing modular, and there's 2 ways to do modular, and on-frame or off-frame.
Okay, thank you.
And if you go back to New York and Pennsylvania where they have a shorter building season, you'll see 2-story Cape Cods, modular. And so they crane them up on top. A lot of times the second or third bedroom's upstairs where it's unfinished with the bathroom. The master bedroom's downstairs with the kitchen living room. So you'll see that back east. In the Midwest where they have a lot of tornadoes, you see a lot of basements. So they go over the top of basements. And then you would really usually do both of those off frame because they bring it in on a carrier and then they recycle it back to the factory. Out west here, where we don't do that many basements, and again, you want the factory easeability to go down the same assembly line, they do on-frame modular mostly.
Okay.
Now, some banks, like in California, don't really, they like it being off-frame.
And off-frame is when it's tied to the ground and take it off the frame of the...
You got the studs there. Let's say you got 2x8 or 2x10 floor joists usually, and they take the undercarriage out of there, and it's just built on the foundation.
Okay.
You can do modular on frame. Most of the people out west here, that's what they want to do because it's built just like down the same assembly line. And then the new thing just happening is affordable housing. The modular just came out. And I have a factory up in Northern California are doing 2-story HUD units.
Wow.
Most of the time you do 2-story was off-frame mods. Now it's still going to have the frame under it because it's a HUD home, but the cost is lower. And now we're starting to see 2-story HUD homes too.
Okay.
So when you're saying HUD, like, can you explain what you
Manufactured home.
Manufactured.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Not
you either got
government
modular home or manufactured homes. So we're talking about mostly manufactured homes.
Got it.
Okay. Now, how is the particular financing different between on-frame and off-frame?
I don't do that much modular off frame, but I would think all these are FHA, so you can get FHA financing. There's 2 ways we see financing here. We have a lot of my flippers, they don't want to use their cash, so they need private money or hard money financing, which is a member of your group. Hilton Financial is one of them that does it. They really specialize in our industry. And so that would be a good source to look there. Now, on the retail financing end, since everything I do is wholesale, we don't have the margins like we would on a retail. We do have retail financing for people, for customers that come to us. Okay. And they have to use a bank that would give us, we require 30% down. The balance is paid before the home ships from the factory. And then, of course, you have the price of the home, which we price out. And we can add sales tax and freight. And then you have a setup contractor involved. And that's part of the important process here is that you want a good contractor with it's relationship building, of course. And some contractor have their own setup company, their own air conditioning company, own awning company, and their own trucks.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
So, because you're already giving us the home, it's done. However, what components are needed when you say contractor? What needs to be added on once the mobile's at your lot?
You know what? The reason why. I'm not a doctor, but I do know the factory built home business. My job is to help mentor your people up so they don't make mistakes and they make a lot of money. And so coming to me with the experience I have, so if I can help them find setup contractors I've known for years, transporters, because you have to transport. Majority of what we're selling is double wides. And single wides I have one guy that niches single wides. But majority of them, people want to buy a house. They want it to look like a house. So we're talking about double wides mainly. I'd say 90% of the ones are between 1,500 and 2,100 square foot. And we're seeing a shift. Most of the people want 4-bedroom, 2-bath because of telecommuting from home. There's a lot of inventory out there, the older that we used to build here with 3-bedroom, 2-bath. But consumers with telecommuting that is just starting, it's 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
So that's what you're seeing now.
Not on infill lots. I'm talking about, you don't need to put a home on 5 acres. People do want horse property, okay? And so they want 1 acre, 2 acres. So if you have that, and so most of them are putting 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Profit, I try to ask all these guys and gals what kind of profit they're making on it, because that's important. Most of them between $50,000 and $115,000, depending on where you're putting it, how you buy the lot. But I see 85. I'm in Tonopah. I'm in Maricopa. I've got 10 guys in Prescott, 3 in Flagstaff. I'm up in Heber Overgaard, Payson, going to Casa Grande now, Tucson. We're everywhere. Yuma.